In many parts of the world, quality healthcare is treated as a luxury, a privilege often determined by the weight of one's bank account. But here in Japan, we have a different definition of national wealth. Since the introduction of the universal health insurance system in 1961, our society has operated on a profound principle: that medical care is not a commodity, but a fundamental human right. When you look at Japan's budget, critics often argue that the cost of Social Security is a heavy burden on our economic growth. However, I invite you to look at it through a different lens, a lens of strategic and moral priority. As a nation, we make a conscious choice every single day to prioritize the sanctity of life and social stability over military expansion or aggressive global conflict. In my view, choosing to invest the nation's resources into the health and longevity of its citizens is the most justifiable and noble path a country can take. This system is the ultimate physical manifestation of Otaga-isama, the cultural DNA of mutual support that has defined the Japanese spirit for centuries. We believe, at our core, that the strength of a society is measured not by its weapons, but by its ability to care for its most vulnerable members without hesitation. This system does far more than just protect the patients in the hospital beds. It carefully constructs and sustains the very people who provide that care. To become a doctor, a nurse, or a pharmacist in Japan is a journey that requires years of immense academic rigor and exhausting practical training. But beyond the science, this educational process is designed to cultivate humanity, empathy, and a deep, unshakable sense of professional mission. The state recognizes the immeasurable value of these individuals, and in return, it provides them with a framework of absolute professional stability. Unlike many other sectors of the economy that are vulnerable to the volatile, unpredictable swings of the global market, the medical profession in Japan is intentionally shielded and supported. We ensure that our healers and guardians of health never have to worry about their own livelihood or the stability of their future. This freedom from volatility is a deliberate, long-term investment by the government. By guaranteeing a stable life for medical professionals, the state allows them to bypass the distractions of financial anxiety and focus 100% of their mental and emotional energy on one thing: the well-being and recovery of the patient. This creates a powerful, virtuous cycle of excellence and compassion that serves as the silent, unshakable backbone of our modern society. It is a system where the professional's peace of mind directly translates into the patient's quality of care. However, to speak with the absolute positivity that I often advocate, we must also possess the courage of a realist. Today, this beautiful miracle is facing the greatest challenge since its inception over 60 years ago. We are witnessing a demographic shift that no other nation in human history has experienced to this degree. As our society ages at an unprecedented rate, the weight of Social Security has become gargantuan, a massive, growing pressure on our national infrastructure. We must be honest. The financial burden on the state is expanding to a point where the system is becoming increasingly difficult to sustain in its current form. We are reaching a critical crossroads where the rising costs of advanced medical technology and the shrinking base of the working population are testing the very limits of our national treasury. To protect this invaluable asset for our children and our grandchildren, we can no longer afford to be passive observers or mere consumers of healthcare. We must optimize our medical resources, embrace bold innovations, and most importantly, approach our own physical and mental health with a renewed sense of individual responsibility. Maintaining this miracle requires more than just government policy or tax revenue. It requires the collective grit, the danryoku, of every single citizen to ensure that this flame of mutual support does not flicker out in the face of economic pressure. This deep cultural foundation is exactly why models like Obamacare or other universal systems face such intense, often insurmountable resistance in other parts of the world. In societies that prioritize individual liberty and the I above all else, the idea of paying for a stranger's medical treatment can feel like an unfair personal loss. But the Japanese heart operates on the wisdom of the we. We accept that the taxes we pay today may fund an expensive, life-saving cancer treatment for a person we will never meet and whose name we will never know. We do this because we live with an absolute, quiet certainty that this same society will carry us with the same level of care when our own time of need inevitably arrives. It is an invisible social contract, a bond of profound trust that transcends individual gain. It is the wisdom of seeking first to understand the needs of the whole community. As we walk through the quiet, orderly streets of Japan today, let us not take this peace for granted. Let us be grateful for a nation that continues to value human life above all else, even amidst the challenges of the modern era. Let us commit ourselves to being healthy, staying positive, and working together to keep this system alive and strong for the generations to come. Thank you for walking this path of reflection with me today.